Hello. So this is my first show tonight on Spiritual Events Directory. My name is Solreta and most of you that I already know call me Sol. I would just like to say I'm very excited to be starting this weekly show. It's going to be running Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Melbourne time, Australia, and running till 7 p.m. So in this show we'll be doing some cards. We'll also be doing a little bit of communicating with guides. We'll be looking into what kind of energies are happening for the week. So I do have a few decks of cards here. Hello Brad, good to see you here. Tonight I'm really feeling the energy and vibration of pink and red, and I feel like it's because we're going into this beautiful Scorpio full moon that we're having soon. So I've got a pink tea, I don't know if you can see the pink, but really feeling the pink vibration, and also a little pink Aura-Soma beautiful heart bottle here. Just want it to join. So when you shake it, you get the two mixed together. Yeah, interesting to tune in and see how everyone else has been feeling. Hello everyone. So we will do some cards tonight to get a general feeling for what's happening in the week and the week ahead. I did pick a card for myself as well, especially because this is the first show that I've done. Hello. So yeah, the energy that I'm feeling through the week, and I've really felt that this has been a week for channeling this sort of energy, is the Lady of the Lotus Born. So this is really diving into that deeper question of who we are, not just on like a human consciousness level, but why are we consciousness infused into body? So I've really been feeling spontaneous Kundalini energy coming up that I've been working with. There's so many different ways that we can work with it, whether it's through dance, whether it's through singing, but it's looking at all the different spiritual faculties that we have and how we can shine this through our physical being. So, you know, is it looking at how we can do some more light body activations? Is it looking at like how we can raise our frequency through diet? Hello, I can see a few of my beautiful friends on there. Hello. It's really looking at how we can turn this human body computer into something that's super amazing, super electric. So yeah, looking at what it is that turns things on. What is it that like gets your body going, that gives you energy, that makes you feel like that you want to jump out of bed in the morning? These are the sort of things that we're looking at this week, as well as also looking at things that are holding us back from the past. So looking at, you know, some of the retrograde energies and things that are getting us to bring up that deeper shadow work, bringing up these old emotions. You know, we're cleaning house. We're also looking at, you know, what is it that we no longer need to be part of either our life, part of our psychology? Is it friends that we need to let go of? You know, a job that we need to let go of? And I know a lot of people are in a space where they haven't had choice in that, and things are being pulled out from underneath them. So what's really important at the moment is that you focus on your heart purpose and you focus on what it is that you're here to do. So I like to call that a soul mission. That's what I specialize in doing my clairvoyant readings around. So in a typical reading with a client, I like to look at the aura. So I see the aura as a photo of what's currently happening with the person, and depending on the placement, so say if it's around the mental emotional body, I'll look at the colors that are there and what side, whether it's on the female left hand side or the male masculine side. Each of these colors speak another language to me. So I like to look into the aura level. I also like to look into the tarot cards, and I also then like to listen to what the guides are saying as well. And we use psychometry in my readings, which means that we'll pick cards, tune into the cards. So you'll probably see me do a little bit tonight where I start to tune into the energy of the cards. I might close my eyes and start to feel and sense, and then when the guides have said that's enough of a card, we'll turn them over and also have a look into that. So we have the goddess energy with us this week too. So really tuning into like, what does that mean for you? How is it, whether you're, you know, more of like a masculine energy or more of a feminine energy, how is it that you can step into that kind of like womb fire energy? What is it that you could bring or birth into the world at the moment? Because we all birth different things. Women may birth babies, but people birth ideas, they birth new businesses, and there's so many new businesses that I'm sure are being birthed at the moment, especially with this time of isolation that's happening all over the world. And I do see clients from all over the world too, and that seems to be a common theme at the moment, is that, you know, everyone's being encouraged to work with their individual gifts and their skills and their talents. And I can't stress that enough, just how important it is to get into soul alignment with what it is that you love to do, what is it that you're passionate about, and looking at what is it that's holding you back. Is it fear holding you back? Is it, needing to acquire a piece of paper to move your skills further forward? Now is the time, especially for the next couple of weeks, where we really need to focus on what it is we need to take action on to move forward, especially, you know, making a list, writing down what steps you need to take to get to that position. So I'm going to just shuffle a couple of cards, and we will pick some cards to represent sort of the past, the present, and the future, but more to do with this current situation of what's going on at the moment. So this is an overview for everyone that's tuning in. I did get some indication before to do with energies around sort of the start of the week, I feel, and going into last week. I feel that we're in a real learning kind of study phase at the moment. So it's really like researching as much as you can, utilizing all of this time that we have available to us, and really just honing in on our skills. So let's pick a card. And we'll also pick a card for the present too. And we'll pick a card for future. And I'm hearing the guides talk to me about picking 2 cards from the future. So we need to, oh, that's an interesting Freudian slip. I said from the future because, as we know, timelines don't necessarily run in a logical, straightforward sense. We do have everything sort of coexisting and going on at the same time, more of a multi-dimensional way of looking at it. So let's pick one to do with the future for an overall 1, 2. And we'll also pick one because we've got this beautiful divine feminine energy coming in too. Let's also pick one from the divine feminine deck. So I'm just going to close my eyes and just start to tune into it. Thank you so much for everyone for joining. I look forward to getting to know you all a bit better. So I'll just close my eyes and tune in. Okay, so this is interesting. So what we've got coming up to do with the past at the moment, and this is talking about us collectively as a group or as an energy, and for anyone that's tuning into this later. So the energy that I'm getting coming up is that yellow color that I spoke about before. So that, when I see that, is usually connected with study, education, and learning. I am seeing like a gold sort of hint or undertone to this yellow energy. So what that means is we've got a higher spiritual energy to do with this study or learning. So whatever it is that you're looking into or studying or learning, there is a spiritual component or a divine component with this. And it is to do with a higher good. So it's not just doing things for the to meet ends. It really is doing something in terms of like, what is your passion? Because when the current state that we're in globally, if we're not living our passion, if we're really not feeling that we're helping people or being of service, this is where we're sort of getting into like a little bit of a depressive type state, or feeling that life hasn't quite lived up to what it's supposed to be. And what's interesting with this card too is the other energy that I see is this beautiful purple color. So if I'm looking at it in terms of an aura, as we're talking about like with the collective of the energies we're working with everyone here today and everyone that's tuning in later, I'm seeing this beautiful indigo sort of violet color that's coming over the center of the aura. So like right in the face, it's like we can't avoid spirituality anymore. We can't avoid not living to our full extent as a spiritual being. So it's like not denying that beautiful spiritual quality that we had. The other thing that I'm seeing is the yellow sort of going around the mental, emotional body. So it is feeling and living as though we are spiritual beings, because we are spirit first. Then mentally, it really is looking at what steps we can take to study and really connect to that higher source of energy. Oh, good. I can see someone saying Natasha, you're saying that you just started your mental health diploma, which is something you're very passionate about. I'm so happy to see that. That just makes my day too, just hearing about other people following their passion. And that's what I really love to help clients connect to is, what is their individual unique passion? What is it that they're here for? So the colors that we're getting right now, I'm just going to tune back into this card and see. And the other thing that I'm seeing when I start to close my eyes and tune in is I'm seeing the energy of a lion. So it's a lot of Leo energy with this energy driving us forward, with connecting into the study and with connecting into our soul purpose. So it can be like channeling that energy and really just feeling that roar, that Leonian roar behind us. So another thing with Leos is that they're not really afraid to put themselves in the spotlight. So what fears do you need to overcome in order to have to put yourself in this next stage to do with study, learning, or even taking that job to the next level, or whether it's you're creating, your own enterprise yourself or your own business. So let's just see what else we have here. The other thing that I'm seeing is they're showing me water. I'm getting the image of water under a bridge. This is really a time for you to shine. It's really about letting go of what you think other people's opinions of yourself are. So it's really just letting that be there to the side and just focusing on your path ahead and really just kind of putting the blinders on and not worrying what other people think about what it is that you're choosing to do or what it is that it's your soul purpose, because each and every one of us is put here on this planet at this particular time to live their soul purpose. And I'm seeing a lot of beautiful love hearts coming up and hugs. So thank you for that. So let's just tune into this. The other thing that I'm seeing just before I flip the card is they're showing me water under the bridge, and I'm seeing a duck. And I'm not seeing a duck trying to swim uphill and fight the current. I'm seeing the duck float. And if we think about, some metaphors and meanings behind when we see a duck, people talk about how it's the perfect weather for ducks. And right now in Melbourne, that's definitely the case. But what they're referring to is this is the perfect spiritual climate for this weather, for going with the flow, not trying to swim upstream. So let's flip this. Oh, this is interesting too. So we've got this card, and I don't read the cards in the normal traditional tarot way. I really read them more as an intuitive tarot because they do work in sync with my guides and the messages that we get from the auras and things. So we've got this card here, which is the Knight of Discs. So you can see there's the yellow background that I was talking about that's really in the area, and it's around that part of the aura that I was talking about too. You can see with this knight, the horse is rested, the horse is stopping, and I really feel that this horse, animals are so much more in tune with emotions and with spirit compared to what humans are. Humans are the great thinkers, whereas animals really, they live in the present moment, and they really start to, when you tune into your pets, whether it's a dog or cat, they have more of a different type of love and a different state of being in. So what we've got with this is the horse is stopping to eat and start to graze on the wheat and on the barley, I guess you would call it. This can represent a time of fertility. So if we look at the goddess Demeter, she's really connected to these kinds of symbols. So it's really a time to pause and rest, to go within and know that we've fought the battles that we need to get to this point. So now is sort of looking from the past, going back into last week and into this present state, going into the next 2 days. It really is about going within, and it's also, we're going into the full moon too, so really thinking about what it is that you want to put forward, what is it that you want to add strength to, but there is like an inner kind of like hermit phase that we're going into as well. The other thing that we have here is the knight is also wearing a black armor. So this is really about, popping your shield up. It's an emotional shield. So it really is making sure that you know where your vulnerability is. So if, say for example, if you were to start a business or a new venture or adventure or start a new type of study, and there's those of you that might not have the supportive network around you, or might feel that, if you tell someone close to you that you might get mocked, or that they might, make fun of it or not take it seriously, please just know that this is the time for really just like nurturing and building and kind of creating this within first, and then maybe to share it to people after you're having success with it. This is not the time for people to take power away from you. So we can also see there's a little bit of outer energy connecting like with a little bit of a red color. So what this represents, and this is going into the future, and it's also connecting in with this Scorpio full moon energy. So what we want to bring forward and take with that is the rising of this Kundalini energy, is the rising of this root chakra. We want to carry and manifest and keep building and filling it well up. You know, so doing meditation around this, feel like that you're clearing anything out of that root chakra and that survival energy that is no longer needed, because we're moving from a place of the root chakra and transcending and connecting more into a space of the womb. That's the energies that I'm seeing come up to do with this particular topic that we've talked about currently. The other thing that you can see is that the knight has his helmet back. So he's not in immediate danger or a threat, but he is looking forward into the future. His shoulders are back, his weapon is down, but he's still sitting on the horse. He's still ready for action. Thank you for everyone for your patience with, wanting to know individual questions and things. I really was guided tonight to speak to the collective and to do a group message. So I really have to trust that. So the other thing that we've got is there is like a little bit of a mountainous terrain in the background. You can see that there is a little bit of journey, but it's not too far. It's not far off into the distance, which is a really good sign. It is close, so it feels like there is light at the end of the tunnel, is the other picture that I'm seeing within this. The other thing that I'm seeing too is, he has his cape on. That to me speaks about what is it that you do that makes you feel like you're using your superhero powers. So for me, growing up as a kid, I always wanted to use telepathy. I always wanted to, use the powers of the mind and to pretty much do what I'm doing now. That for me felt like my, universal or God-given gift. And this is the time to birth this. So what is it that you feel is like your superpower, your God-given gift? Is it the ability to be able to think differently from other people? Is it the ability to be able to formulate new ideas, to problem solve? I'm seeing and feeling a lot of people in terms of development and innovation really coming into the element at this time. So let's move on to the present card and present situation, which is today, 2 days from now, and 2 days either side. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so the first energies I see, we've got blue coming over the main part of the body, so really opening yourself up to healing. And I'm seeing it not just as healing on this physical level, I'm seeing it as healing on the other planes and dimensions. So it's to do with past lives as well. So we're healing past life energies, noticing if there's reoccurring patterns that are coming up, or if there's reoccurring, oh, that's so cool. I love Astro Boy. I used to get up way too early to watch it. So yeah, it's really about healing past life trauma, any traumas that are around present life that might be holding you back. And what I'm meaning by past life trauma too, is that sometimes we may have had a lifetime that something negative may have happened to us, or what we perceived as negative at the time. So say, for example, the image that I'm being shown is, say I'm living and working in a lifetime where it was perhaps not safe for me to use, clairvoyant gifts or clairvoyant ways of being. Perhaps there was an injury or something that prevented me from using those gifts. And what if those gifts weren't prevented in that lifetime, and something terrible could have happened, like people that were seers might have been, burnt at the stake. You can see how that could be like a little bit of almost protection in that lifetime. So this is about letting go of any hindrances that are holding us back from those gifts, whether it's in past lifetimes, hello Sylvia, or in this present lifetime. Really assessing, and I'm seeing them count off. I'm seeing my guides count off. So 1, is it a fear from this lifetime? Where does that fear stem from? Is it a fear from another lifetime that's holding you back? is it a fear of success? Because a lot of us hold fears of success and moving forward. And the other fear that I'm seeing is more to do with, how do I fit and how do I be in this world once I'm doing what it is that I want to do? So I want each and every one of you that are, really working on a goal or working on manifesting something right now, is to see how it impacts every other part of your life, whether it's your love life, whether it's, business, work. Hello, Jen. So yeah, really looking at what you want to manifest and how does that look to each different sector of your life. What is the story? Thinking about it as though you're playing a role. We had that superhero cape come up in the first one. So seeing yourself with a superhero cape on, living and doing your dream, and what is it that you're doing, and how does that look? How does it feel? Because to get into the feeling side of things with manifestation is very, very important. It's like making an alchemical potion, and that's one of the main ingredients that we want in there. So let's have a look. We've got the healing from the blue in the card coming up, and we've also got that beautiful indigo color coming up as well. So let's have a look. This is interesting. We've got a really powerful card coming up. This is really about holding strong, and you can see that gold energy that we talked about before that came up in this other card. So this is really about tapping into your higher self. This is a time for us to work with our spiritual mission, our spiritual goals, what we were talking about before, so working with your soul mission. This is also a time to not give your power away to other people, as we were talking about before, and we were also talking about bringing up this Kundalini energy into this womb space. So it's coming from the red root chakra into kind of like this golden powerhouse, orangey sacral chakra, into the power of will, which is like more the solar plexus. So when we feel into our solar plexus energy, womb space, we're really feeling into our will, and we're feeling into our vulnerability. So this is also about, does your mission or does your purpose, does it make you feel vulnerable? And looking at the questions and affirmations and emotions around that vulnerability, and looking at if there's any of those vulnerabilities that can be holding you back. But I'm really just seeing this as a powerhouse card. The other thing that I'm seeing come out of a little bit of the chaotic energy of this is also focusing on the green energies, which is the heart chakra. So if you are met with any kind of like negativity around your goal, or feel that, like people are sort of holding you back in some level, or whether you're waiting for people to give you the green light to go ahead, it is about just popping that heart energy and just, sending back that heart energy if you do feel that anyone is sort of like throwing heat your way for, for living your life the way that you're supposed to be living your life. It's really not about having to explain who you are to anyone. This is really the time to live that centered energy. And if you look at the Scorpio full moon, which is this present card we're reading for as well, you think about Scorpios and you think about, they really do have a certain quality and charm and magnetism to them. And that's the energy of this card. It has definitely got a lot of magnetism. There's a lot of sexual energy in that as well. So it really is a good time to manifest if you do use, like that Kundalini energy to manifest with. Even having a look into it, if this is resonating with you, look at how you can resonate and tune into that sexual energy. Hi girls. You can see a few familiar names there. So let's look into this card to do with the future and see what we're getting. So what's interesting is when I start to look into the future to do with what it is that we're talking about, and the main dominant theme today, the main dominant theme that we've had come up today, sorry, I've been doing some readings today, so my throat's a little hoarse, is the energy of everyone fulfilling their reason that they came to Earth. So if we're looking at the future side of it, what I'm seeing that's exciting is I'm seeing lots of stars around. Oh, thank you, Maddie. So I'm seeing lots of stars in terms of towards the future. And the image that they're showing me is the beautiful Earth. It's a scene and an image of us before we actually incarnated and came to Earth. And I'm talking to each and every individual one of you, as well as myself. I feel like this is a message for all of us as a collective. There is a reason why we're all here at this particular time. So what I'm seeing is each of us sort of like earth angels, but standing on the earth, looking down into the earth. And what I'm seeing now is the image of us inside the earth, having been born, having, taken on this mission to bring about the spiritual shifts and change on the earth and help others with their journey. But what I'm seeing is us now looking up to the stars and looking up to the stars for the answer. But what they're showing me that we've actually forgotten is that we used to be on the outside of the earth. We used to be the earth angels. We used to be the stars that we're looking to for the answers. So this future card, I feel it's a really important message to look to the answers from within, to really feel what it is your soul is talking to you about right now. And one exercise that I like to do to get confirmation for that, or if I'm, trying to find an answer to something myself, is to really check in. So check in with the gut, check in with the heart, check in with the mind. And you can even touch the heart and tune into it, or touch the gut and tune into it. And you'll feel yourself, literally your mental faculties and your psychic ability, intuitive ability will tap into those areas. So let's flip this card. They're just recapping and talking about the most important thing to do with the future is remember that before we came to earth, that we were the earth angels, we were the spiritual angels, we were the stars, that we're now on the earth looking up to guidance to these stars and to these angels, but we've just forgotten that we are them, that we are the guides, that we are the angels. Yes, some of our team is still on the other side and we do have help from our guides, but it's really just about remembering that is what they're showing me. So, this is so cool. I love this. And this is why I love to read cards and not look at them until we flip them, because the messages that we get from the guides, we wouldn't be able to kind of like milk the messages and get as much information out from them if we didn't do it this way. So this is the beautiful card. And remember that we just talked about the earth and we talked about standing on the edge of the globe before that we came here. We've got all this beautiful Kundalini energy. We've got the all-seeing eye, which is all about that third eye, that psychic vision. So yeah, it's everything that we just talked about. But see how she's in the center of the earth, and she is she's got an interesting energy. She's got the Kundalini, that spiritual energy, kind of shield and blocking the eye, because it's like when you're open and when you see fully, it can be blinding. So it really is. It's about sort of taking it slowly, but taking it at your own pace. Thank you for your beautiful messages. And let's have a look. The other thing that we've got is we did talk about the stars. So looking up to the stars from our earthly perspective too. The other thing that you can see is the green in the background. So color to me is another language. So green always speaks messages of the heart. Then we've got the soft blue color. So this is really about, seeing yourself as a guide, seeing yourself as having the spiritual wisdom, seeing yourself as, that beautiful presence and that source of information. So let's flip straight into, to do with this other future card. We picked one from the Goddess deck, and we won't sort of look in and tune in that way, but we'll just flip it over so we've got time to answer a couple of questions. So we have Teresa of Avila. I'm dyslexic, so please forgive me if I've said something that doesn't pronounce right. So we've got this card here, and you can see that she's just got such a calm state of peace and of presence, and she's not sort of giving a care to the world around her. There's a grace and a radiance that she has with her. So it says, Our Lady of Interior Life, and this is what we were just talking about before, was really going to that kind of internal remembrance and way of being. So it says, I trust the answers I find within me. I know that this presence of love is real. And not only is it important that we have, this inner knowledge and inner soul quality that we're bringing about, and, part of the reason that we've come to earth, but it really is about trusting that. And it really is about trusting the answers you receive. This current state that we're getting out of, it's moving beyond the mind. It's really moving to being in a space of the heart and to be in a space of collective consciousness. So it really is connecting with Gaia and with Mother Earth, but it's also about linking in, because why we have this kind of technology now. Oh, thank you. That's beautiful, everyone. Why we have this, technology and this ability to be able to connect in this way. This is really like a lower grade technological version of this telepathy and natural psychic ability that we all have. And I can feel each and every one of you as we talk and connect right now. And these colors that I've talked about, connecting into the green and connecting into the heart space and finding these answers within, it really is such an important thing. Did anyone have any questions on that? Sylvia, this will also be put up again later. We'll be able to view and watch this later, so you haven't missed out on any of the messages. Is there anything that anyone wants to expand on? I'm going to pick another card from my deck of cards because I really want to have some guidance on how we can take action on this through the week. So these are my deck of cards that I've made that are also on my website called Syrian Star Cards. So these are all images that I've been guided and drawn myself. Okay, so I'm just getting 2 cards out of here, they're telling me. So with these ones, I also, oh, thank you. Thanks, Beverly. Thank you, Sharon. So true. What you're saying, Trizzy, Mother Gaia really does need us right now. It's important for us to, form that beautiful protection and really give her the love and nurturing and time that she needs. So I'm just going to flip these cards. So this is what the guides are really encouraging us to focus on throughout the week. It's to remember that we are a light being. So this is a beautiful light being card. It's to see ourselves having already ascended and to be in a state of what we would call nirvana or spiritual bliss, or to work with our bodies, acupuncture points. It really is getting our body going, and expanding our consciousness, like you're saying, Jen. So it says, remember, you are a part of Source. You're a divine light being. This is so important to remember with this full moon coming up. It really is to remember the purpose, but it is to tune into that electricity of the light body, to sense and feel that aura around you. You might want to do something that cleanses the aura, like a bath with magnesium or Epsom salts. Put some oils in, make a real beautiful ritual of it for this full moon. Feel yourself being cleansed. Feel yourself being charged by those bath salts, those crystals. Start to really pull your energies back, start to build up that life force energy so that you can put it forward and do and be exactly who you came here to be. The other card that we've got that's propelling and pushing us forward is the card of determination. So this is one of my cards as well. We've also got a little light code here. So this is connected with light language. Some people call it star language. With my time working with Japanese TV, they like to call it space language, which I think is so cute. So what this card of determination is about, it says it's important to hold your own energy, focus, and let anything or anyone of a lower vibration to fall away. This is what we started talking about at the start of tonight's reading and at the start of the cards. If anyone has any questions about what we've talked about tonight, or if there's anyone who wants to, look into something, I'm going to have a look through the messages and just see. So on the topic of expanding consciousness and on the topic of working with your own abilities, I am going to be running a workshop for the Spiritual Events Directory on the 24th. So please, I look forward to you joining me for that, and we will really be delving deep into how to use the psychic senses. We're going to be looking at how the body is a computer and how we have the spiritual anatomy, the hardware, and how we can download software and upgrade and work with that to really magnify and turn the fire on in these abilities. I'll also be giving some practical exercises and tips and tools, and we'll be looking at how you can best find what clairsentient or clairvoyant or clairaudient ability you work with. So we'll be really looking at each and every individual's ability. Let me just see. Okay, I'm just really feeling drawn to pick a card for you, Jen. Oh, Sylvia, I'm sorry to hear that your connection's cutting off. So let's pop these cards back in the deck. So Jen, I'm going to start to tune into you. What I'm seeing, they're showing me the image of your heart right now as I'm shuffling the deck, and I'm seeing a spiraling compass. So the image I'm getting is, it's like there's so many energies to tune into, and there's so many people in your life to think about. It's really about what we were talking about before in terms of drawing your energy back, focusing on yourself, maybe even placing your hand over your heart, because I really feel that as we're talking about this. So I'll just pick a card and we'll expand on that. But what I'm seeing to do with this compass and this frequency thing dialing around, they keep saying the word frequency. I'm seeing it's like you're so empathic, which is like sensitive to other people's energies and things. It's really almost putting up like a Faraday cage or a shield around you to hold space, to really just calm yourself, get into the present moment, and just to feel into your own energy again, because it feels a little bit like you've forgotten who you are in a way, just because you've been overcome and bombarded with so many energies. Yes, my Syrian deck's available on my website, and they come shipped directly from the company. Not from me, but from the printing company. So they come from the States, so they might take a little bit of time at the moment. So I'm just going to tune into this card for you, Jen. What I'm seeing in connection with this compass energy and the sort of spiraled energy is to kind of like rise above it, to really tune into your higher self energy, to get back to that state of higher frequency. And it's almost like an original blueprint. So your soul's original blueprint, it really is about sort of like getting out of the quicksand and out of that kind of like mud that we can get bogged down in with this 3D world. And you're really going to charge your batteries a lot more if you can plug into your own higher self energy. There's different tools and techniques for it. When I'm seeing connected with you, I'm seeing a lot of breathing and breath work while holding your sort of that solar plexus energy over your belly button area and tummy, and one hand on the heart, and really breathing and letting go of like any cares and worries and concerns for other people, tuning into yourself like never before, and really connecting with that breath and just feeling your energy being drawn and come back to yourself. So I'm also seeing a lot of angelic energies around you as we talk about this. So really feeling that protection around you, and it feels like you've been asking for help or you've been asking for guidance to come in, and I'm just seeing beautiful golden wings around you in regards to this. So really knowing that they're there and tuning into them and feeling their comfort and presence. And I feel them as we talk about them like a blanket. So really in meditation, feeling that kind of blanket energy around. I'm just going to flip this card. Oh, this is beautiful. So we've got the card of the Lovers. And what I'm seeing in relation to your question is, it's like a blessing for the universe, and it's a merging of your higher self coming back in and merging with the physical self. It's a crossover between two worlds, and it's about the logic meeting the creative. So both sides of the brain coming back together, which doing that breath work, it really helps to bring us back to a state of coherence and back into a state of more of an alpha brainwave state, which is ideal for kind of calming those energies and feeling that they're not so out of control. So I hope this has helped. So I will just have a look if anyone else. Also, you're just saying something, hold on a sec. It's been challenging mode that I've been on. Meditation brings me to tears, then I just fall asleep. And that's what I was feeling with the comfort of those angelic energies, and with really breathing in, talking about that technique that they were talking about. That's what I felt was the tears too. So it really is about releasing that and really trying to breathe and move through that. And that's really going to help you to not feel so like bogged down and feel that kind of like spinning out of control frequency feeling. I do private readings that go for an hour where we do look fully into your aura, your guides, messages around you. So I'm just going to pick another card. Let's see. Oh, eyes flickering a bit. Okay, let me just see if I can click in and read more of this. Okay, so Sharon, you're saying about starting your business with energy healing this month, following your heart. Oh, that's so exciting. Let me please pick one for you. As soon as we start to do that, what I'm seeing is a lot of yellow energy. I'm seeing you run on your feet. You're literally like running in the air. Let's tune into that. Okay, it's really interesting. I'm not sure what the movie was. It was I think it was Hercules movies. Is it Achilles that has the little sneakers with the wings? I'm seeing it's literally for your business and working with your. It's about thinking of ideals and jumping and taking forth into kind of like spirit and into doing things. So if you're working with healing, it's interesting because I'm seeing a lot of blue energy, which is a healer type energy. But yeah, they're showing me it's like leveling up or stepping up. I'm seeing this image of literally, it's like Michael Jordan. You know how everyone said he can walk on air? Thanks, Jen. That's beautiful. Thank you. So yeah, I'm seeing that image of like Jordan literally climbing into the air. Okay, so this is a message that's connected with that is, you know, what Michael Jordan did, and I was just watching a documentary on this last weekend, people said that what he did was not possible, that he was superhuman. And I really want you to think about this in terms of your healing business and working with, you know, what it is that you're putting out in the world. It's remembering your magic. It's remembering that some of the things that you do might not feel like they're humanly possible at times, or you might get amazing information and confirmation from your beautiful clients. Let me tune into this card and we'll see some more info. But that is a main message that they're really, you know, bringing me right now is this kind of winged shoe Achilles type thing. It's also a double meaning in what is your Achilles heel to do with your business, and how can you also prevent or have the foresight to kind of like mitigate any problems that might come up. So let's just see. So a lot of blue color. Oh, this is interesting. I'm seeing the body, your body be blue in regards to healing. What I'm also seeing is a string of pearls that's literally floating on air, almost swimming around your neck. I'm seeing like a lot of Pisces energy coming up with your healing and feeling that it's like part of your soul message and part of your purpose to really bring and deliver this kind of work to the world. You're welcome. And the other thing that I'm seeing too with this is there's a lot of energy to do with water healing. I'm seeing like a lot of water healing connected with the palms of your hands. When I see water, it's also a message to work with emotions. So you're really helping people to shed layers of emotional self and really to almost become like transformed and it's like new again, which is part of the current moon phase that we're going through. So working on doing that with yourself first, and then I'm seeing it's also taking it to other clients and using the water healing as a form of technology. I keep seeing swirling palms, the chakras of the hands too. So thinking about that and meditating on feeling that vortex energy in the chakras of your hands and seeing that as a water vortex too feels really, really powerful when you start to tune into the energy of water and remembering that water flows into the spaces that we need it. If you look at pouring water into a container or a shape, it always fills that space. So yeah, it's a really exciting thing to work with. I feel like so much has not been explored with water as the technology. There's a lot of frequency and memory. And if we think about water also, all the water that's on earth has seen everything that's ever been or happened on the earth too. It's in constant state of, you know, recycling. So there is a lot of wisdom to tap into with this water energy. Also looking into beautiful symbols, and Dr. Emoto's work to do with the water might be helpful. I feel like having some of those around in your healing room too could be really useful. Let's also flip into this card. The other thing that I'm seeing is like, I'm not sure if you've called these beings in, but I feel like the healing space that you work with, or like your vision for the healing space, I'm seeing 4 guides, really big like pillars, and holding that healing energy in that space. But I'm seeing them being such strong protection too, that you're really set up such a beautiful grid. Let's flip this card. Oh, this is cool. So we've got this card here. What I see with this card, and remembering before I go with what I feel and see with psychometry before we flip the card. So what we've got here is working with this higher self energy. It is not listening to like what others say, and really just like holding your energy strong. We can see almost like a star quality power, or even close to what we were talking about before with Dr. Emoto's work. You know, having a certain frequency that you're holding behind your work, and that's going to propel and help strengthen that connection to higher self. With this card, I'm really just seeing like an inner knowing and inner feeling, and really holding like your core, holding strong and trusting and knowing what it is that you do and what your purpose is here. The other thing that I'm seeing too is just what we were talking about before in terms of like protection, and holding up those pillars of protection with your healing room, and trusting and knowing that that you are setting up that sacred grid space. So even if you want to anchor that with some crystals, the other thing that we've got to is there is a bit of past life information. The other thing that we have is there's the energies of Leo and Mars in there. So I feel like it is to utilize that energy of stepping out in a big way. And we also had that image of the Achilles and Jordan metaphor that we were talking about before, of like walking in the air and moving forward. Thanks. Oh, that's so good. I'm glad to hear that I was spot on. Thanks, Sharon. Yeah, if you did want to go any more in depth, I'm happy to do the 1 hour reading. My information is on my website. But yeah, that was really lovely. I look forward, let me know how you go with opening your healing business and with working with that. I feel like it's been something that you've wanted to do for a long time. But yeah, really thinking about ways that you can flow Mars and Leo energy into your business. Even putting like little anchors there, crystals that represent those sorts of energies. Oh, thank you, Annette. That's so lovely. I know I don't read the cards the most traditional way, but this is the way that I really feel that they work for me. I feel that these are a tool. These speak another language to my soul and to us on a spiritual level. And if we can tune in and literally listen to them, they have so many messages to give. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to, Carol, I can see that you've said, is there something else that you need to bring into your business, please? As soon as I start shuffling for this and I just start to tune into the frequency and energy of your question and of your name, the energy that I get is a lot of pink energy around the heart chakra. I feel like that there's things that you know within you, and I'm trying to explain it the way they're showing me. I'm seeing a lot of pink energy, and what I'm seeing is you've got such softness and sweetness with you. It's almost like being too trusting of people sometimes, or letting people take advantage of you, or perhaps not putting your own business, how would I say if you've got someone working for you that perhaps doesn't have your heart interest or respect for you 100%, I feel like it's really just getting crystal clear about, you know, who has your heart, who has your best interest at heart is the image and message that they're showing me. And anyone that doesn't have that, it might be not being afraid to speak up and to kind of like voice your fears, doubts, or worries in order to take your business further. And if there is any conflict met with you asking questions, because I feel like it's your business, that you should be able to, you know, ask questions or look into things at a certain level, or should be able to run things the way that you feel that they should be run. I feel like it's not to take authority from someone else more than you would take your own heart's authority and heart's wisdom, is what they're showing me with this. So it's almost like a challenge to speak up, is the image and the message that I'm getting around business, and the words written so clearly that they're showing me is that they're saying, use your heart's wisdom. So that's what I'm seeing in terms of like topic and that. Let me see what else we get. Okay, I'm just seeing, it looks like an image of this card that we had before as well, but I'm seeing it more as like a Mother Mary type image. I'm feeling that she's just holding your hand right now in terms of your business, and really just guiding you and stepping you into kind of like that, how would I say? She's nurturing you and holding your hand with your business at the moment. I feel like there is a next step or a next level to come up to, but I feel like the inner work has to be done first before the outside work can take place. Say if it was in terms of like, this is just an example, in terms of like hiring or finding someone, if you haven't kind of put that groundwork and got into a place of sort of like introspection and really feeling into what it is that you need in terms of the right person in that role. You might hire someone based on what they're telling you, not on what you're feeling and what you're getting from them. So it is about using your intuition with this situation, but it is perhaps that not all of the not all of the information is available at this point in time. So it's really just gathering the information, gathering what it is that your heart's telling you, whether it's about your business or people surrounding your business. What is the truth of the matter? What is the heart of the matter would be the core work around it. And I'll just flip this. This is beautiful. Couldn't have picked a better card. When you really step into the heart and you step into like your heart's truth, we've got the card of abundance. Look at that. Oh. This fountain, even though we've got the clearness with the water and the emotions and like really, running clear, where this abundance flows from is a spiritual level. We've got these beautiful lotuses that flow spirit down to you. So it's a really positive, beautiful card. Please let me know how you go with this. I'm excited to see that card. So let's see how much time we've got. We've got 10 minutes left. Oh, thank you, Sabina. That's beautiful. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Okay, let's pick this one. Okay, so what I'm seeing in regards to you with selling your house, it's interesting. I'm seeing a road, I'm seeing a ground, and then I'm seeing a house sort of slightly, it's almost like into the up on the hill. It's like it's not being seen is the image they're showing me. And I'm also seeing it off to the left side. Okay, so when I get left side, it's like more of a female type energy, or more of a like an inside or a psychic type sensation rather than an outward time. I feel like it's almost like going into time of preparation, and perhaps not the ideal time to be selling, especially with the COVID side of things too. Let me just pick a card and we'll see what we get with this. I just keep seeing a lot of yellow to do with it too, which means do your research as far as the market and the value and things at the moment as well. Get a few different opinions, whether it's from like different real estate agents, from other different people, also market researching, pretending that you are a buyer and you're looking, and what is it that the real estate agents are telling you as a buyer as opposed to being a seller, because I feel like that you'll get a different insight into that way. I'm just seeing like sort of thumbs up, and they're showing me the image of, I'm seeing a crown on top of the head in connection with that as well. I really feel like it's really like putting your thinking cap on and really like mentally kind of nutting it out, like whether this is the right time and looking at it from all possible angles is what I'm seeing. Oh, thank you, Sabina. I'll just tune in with this card. Yeah, tons of yellow and things at the moment. There's more information to learn, but I feel like it is looking into it as a seller as well as a buyer, and really getting to know the local community side of things too. I feel like, talking to some neighbors and things. This is the card that we've got, which is the magnets. As you can see, it's that gold kind of color we were talking about, the yellow sort of color, and we've got that kind of there's like energy lines crossing everywhere. There's so much information. It's almost like a bombardment or getting lost within energy. So like, yes, while you could sell, it's perhaps a more important time to bring that energy and frequencies back, hone in, fine tune, look at what it is you can do to increase the value of your house, the property. Is there anything energetically that you can change around it? Because I feel like there's something just energetically that needs to be tweaked just a little bit, whether it's a water vein line or looking at geomancy. There is people that do geomancy readings and things that help to sort of like correct energy lines and that. If you send me a message, I can probably put you in contact with someone that I can think of. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing around that. So we've got about 5 minutes left. Let me see. Oh, cool. Good question, Annette. So you're saying, I'm in for spiritual awakening. What's coming up? Seeing numbers 11 or 111 all the time. With that, what I'm getting come to mind and starting to see is they're showing me traffic lights, and I'm seeing like the start of a race line. So kind of, I guess, like, you know, Formula One, that kind of thing. So I'm hearing and seeing and feeling the track, and it's like ready, like with the red lights, then it's going to yellow for ready, and then go. So what I'm seeing is that with the message 111, your guides are really preparing you for something that you've been thinking about or wanting to take action on for a while, or something that's synchronistic is coming up. Let me just shuffle. But I feel like it's like your guides are getting a bit excited. The other thing that I'm feeling is this like womb kind of energy, this like rising in the belly. It feels like the birthing of something too. So looking into if that applies to you and what part of your life. Oh, you're welcome, Savita. Thank you. You're welcome, Carol. So let's just see what we get with this. Okay. I feel like it's also that your guides are really trying to like fine tune and get you to pick up on their messages. And it's like I've got the funny image of, it's like we ask for help and we ask for guidance, and we'll get the synchronicities, we'll get the numbers. One analogy that a beautiful friend had told me once was the story of a helicopter. You know, someone is drowning in the ocean and they're like, please God, save me. You know, please universe, save me. And there's a helicopter that flies over, and the person like lowers the rope, and they wait for, you know, they're like, quick, take hold of the rope. And they're like, no. I've asked for the universe, or asked for God to save me. They're like, all right. So they like fly off on their merry way and then come back over again. You know, the person's still waiting in the water for the helicopter to come rescue them. Oh, you're welcome. And then you see the helicopter come, and they lower the rope again. They're like, here you go. You know, we'll save you. Come on up. And they're like, no, waiting for God, waiting for the universe. Happens a third time. They deny it the third time and say, no, thank you. And then they pass away, unfortunately, go to heaven and go to the universe, wherever. And God's like, why didn't you take the helicopter that I sent you? And so it's about looking into, where is it that we're not hearing this guidance? Where is it we're not hearing these messages? Are we getting the number signals? Is it that we're just not tuning into our gut or tuning into our heart for the answers? I hope that this helps answer your question. Let's flip a card around this. I feel like it's also about trusting in yourself. I feel like this is one of the biggest things around this. I can see you laughing, Brad, at my message. So let's flip this. Okay, so this is sort of a little bit of a wound. So when I was saying about like healing around this too and trusting, this is really looking at like what was it that made you fearful to trust your own guidance? Thank you so much. I'm so glad that this helps a lot. Hello, Kelly. Good to see your face on here. So yeah, looking into, you know, where are these wounds? Is it something that we hold in the physical body level? Is it something that we hold on the emotional auric level, the mental level, the spiritual level? Because each different part of our aura and our organ systems and our body and muscles hold frequency. What is the frequency that we need to let go of? Where is the fear stored for trusting our own guidance and trusting our own information? Yeah, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in tonight, and those of you that are watching this video after. I've really enjoyed this so much. It's been so much fun, especially from my first experience doing live stream here on Spiritual Events Directory. I'm really looking forward to my workshop coming up, where I'm going to be talking about the psychic senses, and we're going to be working out which sense is your strongest sense. We do also have a marriage of the senses, I guess you would call it, that happens over time, where you get a merging. So you might start out working more with clairvoyant. So for me, I'm predominantly clairvoyant, so I always see, but I'm very much into feeling as well. So I get a lot of clairsentient feelings. So sometimes when I'm working with people, I'll feel the energy of what the guides are telling us, or I'll feel the tears and emotion coming up with the question. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's so beautiful. I feel really touched by all your beautiful messages. Thank you. So yeah, we'll be really diving into the spiritual anatomy, working with this spiritual anatomy as I see the physical software or computer hardware, and we're going to work out how to download and activate these psychic sensors and really see if we can get the volume turned up on them. So that will be on the 24th. You'll find more information. The beautiful Sarah has been posting on the Spiritual Events directory and also on the Spiritual Events Expo page too. But yeah, thank you so much, and sending you so much love. Please have a beautiful full moon. For more information, you can also have a look on my website, solretapsychicreadings.com. My name is a tricky one. Some people just call me Sol, S-O-L, but my name is S-O-L-R-E-T-A. Thank you to my beautiful friends also for supporting me in this.